To get the 3-point shooter build name, you have to upgrade the build in a very specific way, so make sure you follow along closely. For the position, you want to make it a shooting guard, and for the handedness and jersey number, those are both personal preference, so it doesn't really matter what you choose there. For the skill breakdown, when you think of 3-point shooter, you probably think of a pie chart with a lot of green in it. But we don't want to go with the pure green pie chart because we want to get contact dunks on this build. So I think the half shooting, half finishing is the best option because you get Hall of Fame badges in both categories. And for the physical profile, usually on a guard build, you want to go with the most speed, but if we go with the most speed, we won't get the 3-point shooter build name. So the next best option is the agility and vertical pie chart. I don't even know if vertical does that much in 2K this year, but this pie chart gives you the second most speed, so that's the one that I would go with. Okay, for the attributes, I'm going to upgrade the ones that you cannot change. The ones that I'm touching right now cannot be different from the numbers on screen, or else the build won't be called the 3-point shooter. Upgrade the close shot to an 83 and then put the driving layup at an 82. Going down to the shooting, we want to upgrade the midi to a 79, but it can go lower than that if you want. I just want to have a high midi to shoot consistently. For the playmaking, upgrade the pass accuracy to a 67 and then put the ball handle at a 75. Finally, for the defense, we want to upgrade the perimeter to a 66 and then upgrade our steal to a 58. These attributes right here cannot be changed no matter what. Anything else is basically fair game. Okay, now we want to actually upgrade the build to get it to an 85 or a 99 overall, whatever it is on screen. So for the driving layup, we're going to max that out. Same thing with the standing dunk, we can max that out as well. For the post hook, I'm going to go back to this one because you can do a lot of things with it. Me personally, I have one way that I'm leaning towards, but honestly the build is whatever you want it to be, so I'm going to upgrade that later just to show you what I can do. For the shooting, max everything else out, and we're going to end up with 22 shooting badge upgrades, which is the max possible on this build, and that is more than enough to shoot consistently on this 2K. For the playmaking, we are going to max out the post control, and that is going to give us 9 playmaking badge upgrades. You can put the post control down to a 61 if you want to have those 9 upgrades without wasting a point, but I don't think it's worth it. And for the defense, we want to max out the lateral quickness to a 74, which is pretty good. And for these last points, I would put the block up 1, and me personally, I would put the rest of the points on our post hook. And that'll give us 17 finishing badge upgrades on a 3-point shooter build. Okay, so you're probably thinking, why would I want to max out post hook? Well, you don't have to max it out. You can go to a 57 or a 58 if you want to get 12 upgrades, and then you'll have a couple points left. But me personally, I wouldn't do this because you don't get a badge anywhere else. So I just think that we should max out on our finishing because, I don't know, it's kind of glitchy to have this much finishing on a build that's called a 3-point shooter. But if you don't want to upgrade post control that high or a post hook that high, then you can do whatever you want. But this is the way that I would make the build. For the body shape, it really doesn't matter, but I would go with defined. For the height, you're thinking, oh, we gotta be short. No, we're gonna be 6'6" in this build, which is really tall for a point guard, to be honest, or for a guard in general. For the weight, going all the way down is the way to go. You can go 1 pound above minimum though, just to keep that 79 acceleration, but it honestly doesn't matter. As long as you go all the way down, then you should be fine. And for the wingspan, you're probably thinking, go until we get an 80 driving dunk, because at 99 overall, we'll actually get contact dunk animations. Well, if you go with an 85.2 inch wingspan, you won't get the 3-point shooter build name. I've tried any which way to get that 80 driving dunk with the 3-point shooter build name, and I've never gotten it. I've honestly been in this builder for like a couple hours at this point thinking I have any which way that I can do that, but it's not happening. So 84.3 inch wingspan is the way to go. And in the future, if 2K comes out with an item like in the season reward that gives you +1 to your driving dunk, because they've done it with defensive rebound and mid-range I believe, if they give +1 to your driving dunk, then at a 99 overall with that clothing item on, you'll be able to get contact dunk animations without having to be in Takeover, which is just insane to think about. And speaking of the Takeover, you get the option of Slasher, Sharpshooter, and Shot Creator. The only good option in my opinion is Sharpshooter, because if you have the 3-point shooter build name with Sharp Takeover, people are going to think you can't really drive on that build, but you can definitely finish on a build like this. And as you can see, we have built the 3-point shooter build name, shades of Devin Booker, Jerry Stackhouse, and Bradley Beal. Honestly, elite company. But this build is honestly my magnum opus. I don't think I'll ever find a build that is as good, as comp, as glitchy as this one. And real quick, I'm going to show you the badges that I would run on this build. But that is it for the video. If you enjoyed, if you found it helpful, consider liking and subscribing. I'm really thinking about making this build and uploading gameplay on it, so I don't want to set a like goal because I don't know. I don't really beg for likes like that, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll probably make the build and just upload some gameplays for you guys. But that is it for me. I will see you guys with my next upload. Peace.